WaveCon 2024 is going to be here before we know it, August 2nd through the 4th. It is Blind Wave University is the theme this time, and we are hosting it at Marietta College. Remember, tickets are limited and on sale now. Head over to blindwave.com/wavecon to buy your tickets today and enroll in Blind Wave University. Class dismissed.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Blind Wave podcast. We are a week away from WaveCon. Excited to see
a week away.
See people.
Ooh, exciting.
Meet new people. See old people. Play Smash.
Yep.
Right, Rick?
Smash? What?
Smash.
I'm ready.
No, not right now. Not right now, Rick. Put the controller down.
Okay. I don't have one on my desk for some reason. It's a terrible oversight.
Yeah, right?
I got this.
No, guys, thank you so much for joining us today for the Blind Wave podcast. We have a few things to talk about, maybe something to announce or reveal at some point here in the podcast.
Maybe. There should have been a question mark on this title, though, because I haven't been in Hint Hunt channel at all today, but when I left it yesterday, I was disappointed.
Disappointed?
They were a long ways away. They came into my stream last night. They're like, "Oh, we figured it out," and I'm like, "I don't think you did. You guys weren't on any track when I last looked."
I told them they had till Saturday, so we'll see.
Gotcha.
But
So,
we are going to go through some highlights from the Hint Hunt on this podcast for sure.
I always love the highlights because like I don't get to watch as much in there, so like sometimes seeing like different paths and stuff that I missed, or even sometimes the memes and jokes that are said is always fun too. But I also saw like there was a thread over on Reddit, and it was involved a little bit more than I thought it was going to be as well this time. So I'm hoping that the Hint Hunters are growing and having fun with it, because some people were like, "Man, I don't know what to do with this." I was like, "But yeah, but that's the point. It's not just for one person. You work together as a community, and can you figure it out?"
Right.
And it's fun with that. I love that.
Calvin is not here. Sacrifices had to be made for the Hint Hunt, as always. So he's still recovering.
He only had so much blood.
Yeah, we already used some of mine. I wasn't gonna give any more.
Yeah, it's hard to get errands.
You have to do it while he's sleeping.
I did what I could. So yeah. But yeah, how's everyone been doing? You guys excited for WaveCon? You guys been having a good week? We didn't have a podcast last week, right? It was Badonkagon?
We had Badonkagon.
So we have another novel that we're working on for that. Had fun talking about Badonkagon and Acolyte and High Republic and stuff. I'm
excited for WaveCon. That's going to be fun. There's always a certain element of nervousness when people are traveling to come see you, and you want to be like, man, it's a lot on your shoulders sometimes, but I'm going to have a good time. I know I am. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also greatly looking forward to tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Because tomorrow we're playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Ah, yes.
For like 8 hours or whatever.
That's so fun. I have started a campaign with the family.
Yeah.
And we haven't gotten to play very much. And then I had the one I started before we even started.
Yeah.
That we're still in the middle of Act 2.
Still in that one, okay.
But like, even though I have all those happening, I feel like I don't get to play it enough. Like I'm always like, I want to play it more. So I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
To play and continue the story of Birth.
Yeah, I know. Birth, Chance, and Shiv.
Shiv, yeah.
The other. Yep. No, I've been playing the game on my own at home. I haven't played any further than what we've done on our quest, just because if I'm gonna have any like surprises or anything like that, I'll keep that on stream. But what that means is that I've played the beginning of the game a couple times now.
Sure.
Yeah. And I've been having so much fun. My first character that I played at home is named Thrawn, and
that's an interesting name.
It's an interesting name.
After Reverse Flash, right?
Huh?
After Reverse Flash, right?
No, that's Thrawn.
Oh,
this one is a bit more of a Grand Admiral.
Is he blue?
He's blue. He was a half elf. He was blue, and I gave him tiefling red eyes. It looked really good. And I would just dress him in as much white as I could.
That is cool, because in the character creation, like, you get like, here's the colors for the hair and whatever of this like species.
Yeah.
But then there's also like, you want to pick anybody's?
Yeah.
Like, you just click that one, you can make it any color you want and stuff.
And then my favorite thing has just been role playing. Not trying to be really, really good at the game, but trying to understand the game well enough so I can just make fun choices. So playing as Thrawn has been fun because good and bad lines don't make much sense with him. You know, like other characters might be like, "What are you doing? You're going crazy." But Thrawn is like, you know, when I'm reading the line, I'm thinking in my head like, "What do you think you're doing? You shouldn't do that." Like he's always like slightly threatening, you know. So I've been having a lot of fun role playing as him. But I recently came to a impasse in that I was so into the role playing aspect that I had to re-roll a whole other character to play a style that I knew Thrawn wouldn't do. So when I've been playing my latest campaign of Tears of the Kingdom, I embraced the philosophy of use everything you can now. And that just made me have so much more fun. And it also made the stuff I would discover more exciting because I'm going to use this right now, you know? Like, I use everything I can right now. I don't save it. That's a lot of fun. But you know what that's not? That's not Thrawn. Thrawn tends to hold everything back until he has his master plan, you know?
Sure, he uses what he has to at a certain time kind of thing.
So I was like, I'll keep this campaign open, but I need to make a character that will use everything. So I made a ranger character whose name is Link.
It's gonna be weird. So he probably doesn't talk to anybody, right?
Well, his charisma is quite low. Yeah, but I have other. It's fun. Like I'm not the Thrawn character. His charisma is so high, and I made him a bard, so he can like inspire his his troops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But honestly, I made it so that I could pretty much just get any. I could just dominate conversations pretty much. Like if I wanted to, I could just never fight.
Okay.
'Cause I can talk myself out of it, unless it's like a fight you need to do, you know. But there was a certain element of like I got so into the Thrawn roleplay that I was like, no, I need a dummy that's going to fight, and Link's a dummy that will fight.
Link's the dummy that will fight. Okay.
Yep. So I've been doing that.
And fight against the evil, right? Like he's gonna. If there's wrongdoing happening, he will.
Every decision I make, every spell I take, I have to be like, okay, I'm gonna take Sacred Flame because when you have full hearts on the Master Sword, you can literally throw Holy Divine Energy, you know. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I have Sacred Flame. Or what else? I took a Fey Companion spell for Link because he often has like Navi or Midna, you know, like companion characters. So now I have a companion with me all the time. Little Fey Spirit, just little things like that. That's really gotten me into exciting role play, while also trying to just learn the game better for our campaign where I'm Chance.
Gotcha.
So,
that's really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been kind of obsessed with it the last couple weeks. It's been fun.
No, the thing I've been enjoying is trying to see how my kids will play, like Leon and Coulson. Just because like I've been trying to get them into like D&D, and it hasn't really worked out for me yet. So I was like, well, maybe this one being like a video game, more visual and stuff, maybe they'll click in with it, and then maybe to progress further. But yeah, it was neat to see Coulson made like a dragonborn barbarian,
cool,
and then Leon made like a elf, or either an elven or half elf rogue. And when we go into some place, Leon always seems to be very cautious.
Sure.
And Coulson's like, ooh, a button. It's funny because like the characters they made and the way they're both playing it,
sure,
both fit like how they're going. That's
awesome. It's
fun to see. Yeah. So like we went into a spot and Leon's like, I don't know if we should be here. Or we went out the door. He's like, there's people out there. I think we should go the other way. It's like, I think they're gonna fight us, and I don't want to fight them. They look like they're gonna be tough. So we had one guy though. It was like this archer. And I swear, me, Coulson, maybe Leon, like we took swings at this guy for like 5 turns, and they all missed. And he had 2 health.
Oh my God, okay.
And he lived for so long. We're like, this guy won't die. Is there a glitch? Like, what's happening? He just wouldn't get hit.
Did you have the karmic dice turned off?
Yeah, I turned mine off, just to make sure it kind of bounces in. But that might have been why it happened. Like, they just kept failing so much. I don't know.
Huh, okay.
So, no, it was, it's been interesting and fun. I'm hoping to play a little bit more, especially we're going to have some time off after WaveCon. We won't have a podcast next week.
Right, yeah.
Correct.
because it's like the day before WaveCon, and we have a lot of preparation and stuff that we're doing.
Yep. And then we won't have a podcast
for like 2 weeks after that, because we're going to be off afterwards.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get ahead for WaveCon and also get ahead for some time off after the convention, just to rest.
Our batteries will be pretty depleted by the end of that, I think.
Sure. And I'm really we haven't really had like a summer break or anything or nothing like that. So
I'm very excited. I'm gonna be building a trail in my woods.
Yeah, that
I've
sounds
been,
cool.
I've been looking forward to it ever since I moved. I have a small patch of woods that I'm putting a trail through.
That's really cool.
Yep.
I'll probably be working on house stuff.
Yeah.
I have a lot of house things that I being at work and then getting home, and a lot of times there's things for the kids to do, or I have other plans where like I started a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
Which has been fun. I think there's been audio postings of it in Discord, of the Blind Wave Discord, but I was a Tortle Barbarian playing with some other Wave Riders and stuff, and that's been a lot of fun. And there's been that on one evening. I have the Baldur's Gate thing. I'm streaming on Wednesdays. So like I'm busy on a lot of evenings too. So like I just have like Saturday and Sunday. And like I always struggle between like, okay, I need to get this stuff done.
Yep.
But I also kind of want to like chill for a little bit, you know? So it'd be good to have that couple weeks to kind of work on stuff.
If I chill, I need to usually have like one thing on my like I have a list of stuff I gotta do. It's like I need to have checked off one thing at least, you know. But sometimes it's the easiest thing, so I can go chill. Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited for a lot of things, but Baldur's Gate 3 will be very fun tomorrow, just because it'll be the first time on stream that I actually feel like I have a little more understanding of how the game works.
Gotcha.
I never felt like I've ever had like when we played D&D, you know, with Rick, you know, tabletop, I never had a problem with the imagination part of the game, like getting invested. But I always was kind of like trying to hide how much of the game I don't understand, you know? And now I feel like I understand it a little bit more, and that was just a matter of me taking that time and effort to do it.
Gotcha.
So
mine sometimes I think is the imagination, and then trying to get into the role play aspect and not metagame it too much either.
No, I get you.
I'm trying. I feel like I did one time where I was like a guest on another D&D playthrough, and I was just trying to like be a character and just have fun with it and not think about any of the other stuff, and more so be there to have fun for the other people who have been playing. And when doing that one, that was also a Tortle, but he was like a real old like druid. It was like my first time really doing druid stuff. Like, it's real cool, and I've been more into druids lately with that. Yeah. But this one here, like, he's supposed to be a younger turtle. So like I still want him to kind of talk slow, but I keep finding myself getting stuck into like bringing out an old man kind of voice every once in a while, but not like real old. And like, shoot, I keep falling into this voice. I don't want to do it. So it's been it's interesting though. It's been a fun thing.
Yeah, no, I love the game, but you can't talk to your DM in the game and convince them of a thing. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I love that there would be times where like I know Rick doesn't want me to do this, but he's been like, yeah, you can do that, you know, like stuff like that Dude, I miss from Baldur's Gate 3.
I remember forcing his hand to get a pet panther.
Yeah.
Remember that, Rick?
A long time ago.
I don't think you wanted me to have a pet panther. But like there was like we were traveling through like this forest area, and there was a panther in the forest, and it was just standing there, and I was a ranger. Sure. And I'd been playing WoW and being a hunter. I'm like, I want a pet. This would be such a cool pet. Yeah. So I went up and I'm like, I'm gonna try to do like a nature thing to him, and it failed, but I did like I rolled like a fairly high 17 or something like that, but I didn't succeed whatever I needed to for it. And he looked at me and he didn't attack or anything, but then he ran away. And then in another area further ahead, he was just standing there again, just chilling there. So I'm like, I'm gonna go up and like I'm gonna try to like calm him and tame him and see if I can get him. And on this attempt, I rolled even higher and got a natural 20. And then Rick's like, oh, well, he stays around. And then like something else happened a little bit later, and eventually I got him. But what he was trying to do is everywhere this panther was, right in front of him was like a 2-square pit trap that he was trying to get me to step into and fall into. And I just luckily happened to walk around it and then try to tame this panther. And eventually I had like a little pet panther I could use for a little bit. But yeah, it was fun. But yeah, you don't really get those in the game because
my favorite one of
the game's programmed to only have so much it can do.
It is, yeah. No, like there was one time where we were in a swamp during the tabletop games, and we were attacked by like a crocodile, and my character I had like heavy armor, I was underwater, I was in the jaws of a crocodile, and then I think I convinced Rick to give me advantage because I said, Steve Irwin taught me that if you put your fist down its throat, it creates this water goes in its like flap, and it instantly opens its mouth, and I can escape. And you looked at me like, okay, advantage. You can't do that with Baldur's Gate 3.
Nope, you can't.
But I also have to that like next time if I were to do something like that, I'm not gonna say Steve Irwin. I'm gonna make up a dwarf that gave me Steve Irwin.
Sure.
Info. Make it a little more lore friendly.
Sure. Like it's a ranger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ranger. I don't know. Ranger Irwin even is better. Like just having something. But no, that's funny.
Like alligators and crocs have that like flap that keeps water from going into their lungs when they're attacking underwater.
Makes sense.
If you just push that down, they just start to drown.
I have to remember that if I ever get attacked by an alligator.
Yeah.
So many memorable ones, but the first two that come to mind of like players sort of getting away with something. The first one is there was like a metal porculus, and it was locked. They kept failing and failing and failing to open it, and eventually they decided. Well, one of the players announced that they were going to carve up the kobold bodies and use their urine to melt the bars because kobold piss was corrosive. Now, this had not been established.
Okay.
But it was said with such gusto. How could I say no?
They like a mage in Fury, and they manifested it by visualization.
Exactly.
Said with such gusto.
Oh, that's really funny.
And then the other one that comes to mind is, so there was an entire arc in the Underdark, and this was a campaign that lasted, I don't know how many years it lasted, but it went from level 1 to 30. And so the capping point for like the mid-tier levels was going to be this Mind Flayer city.
Okay.
And the idea was like I designed this entire like dungeon, and at the bottom of it there's a villain, and for Mind Flayers, if you in this campaign at least, if you can take out the outer brain, you take out the Mind Flayers.
Okay.
Was the idea. And so the plan was for them to go in and go through the dungeon. But one of the players decided to scout first, and he just kept rolling so well that he scouted and stealthed his entire way alone through the dungeon and assassinated the mother brain.
They'll never forget that. That will be an experience, a tabletop experience they'll remember. That's awesome.
It was probably like a 4-hour session, and it was just that one dude. Everyone else was just waiting with bated breath until you fucked up and they had to go save him.
Yeah.
And he never did.
Man, that's great.
That's why they were on the flying carpet too, right? Is that around that time?
He was on his carpet, yeah.
Yeah, they had a flying carpet.
Yep, when he
Honestly,
snuck in.
Like I love the improv nature of tabletop RPG. It just makes me want to try being a DM more, just because being able to do that with all the NPCs I think would be fun too.
I had a Warforged once, which is like a living suit of armor.
Yeah.
I think Full Metal Alchemist.
Sure. Yeah.
And the party had a little gnome with them who wasn't like the most useful, but he was well loved in the party.
Uh-huh.
And eventually that gnome died, but they managed to put his soul in that armor.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And so he had himself, but also
that's cool.
That halfling in there as well.
His soul was in there. Okay, I thought you were gonna mean like the gnome itself was in the armor. Like running around.
If I recall, the gnome basically already lived in there anyway, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he made like a little alchemy home inside the Warforged or something, didn't he?
Yep, he did, because like he wasn't great in combat. His AC was terrible. The living armor's AC was great, so he pretty much lived in there. And he would open the door and throw out potions, and then close it again.
He'd be like, here, or just hand him out and be like, here you go, take this.
Yep.
It's like that little guy in that Bounty Hunter episode of Clone Wars.
It was actually a really cool way of having, like, I feel like the DM then had a way to just, if he wanted to help in some way, he could just be like, hey, this gnome brings you out this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't a player character, right? It was someone you played.
Yeah, it was just someone they rescued.
So it's like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And it's like that gnome could just open up the Warforged and just throw a potion out, and someone gets healed, or it starts acid over here, or whatever, or here, have this, and someone drinks it, boosts their strength. Like you kind of had a little window to just like help the players if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I like that. I think we swept up a rogue that died and turned to dust and turned him into a medallion that you could talk to.
Yep.
Like he would help you with sneaking.
That's cool. Yeah.
He was not so happy about being in the medallion, though.
Well, that was a player character, wasn't it?
It was.
And he had died. And yeah, he was not. He did not want to be a medallion. He wanted to live. Oh man. Yeah. Hopefully one day Baldur's Gate has like a tabletop mode.
Sure. Yeah.
Divinity 2 has it, and it's tremendous.
Yeah.
If you're ever interested in trying that sort of thing.
Well, Baldur's Gate is just so D&D similar. I don't know if there's much differences really for it. I'm sure there's some. There's probably some spell differences and stuff
between the ranger class when I was like researching to make that Link character.
Yeah.
Like, apparently, what's the name of the developer again? Larian
Studios.
Yeah. Apparently they made it so the ranger class doesn't quote unquote suck as much. Is what someone said. Oh, okay.
I know that you can play them as like a melee or a range character and stuff, so that's kind of cool. Most rangers in D&D, I think, are typically range, but I think they also have some ones that you can do as melee, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I really enjoy how much freedom the game gives, and also, like this character, the last character I was using, Thrawn, he had a Speak with the Dead amulet, and Speak with the Dead is cool because like once you cast it, you can just free cast it till your long rest or whatever.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's the same with like animals.
It shocks me how much voice acting is done for that spell that, I don't know, I mean, let's say 80% of the people that are playing might never even cast it, you know?
I mean,
but there was so much work put into that for that
maybe.
one spell. Like everybody that can die, and again, granted, it's not every single body that you can do it on.
Yeah.
But I would say it's far more you can than you can't. They all have the 5 questions you can ask, and it's not like they took this dialogue from over here and put it here. They speak like this because they're dead, you know.
Yeah.
It's just so much extra work for almost every NPC. I love it.
Divinity 2 had something a little similar to that. Elves in that universe, if they ate flesh, dead flesh, they would get the memories of that dead person.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Whoa,
That's awesome.
And so you could go through the world and eat any corpse as an elf, and you would get a little something from them.
I certainly have my stance on last year's Game of the Year. Like, I mean, Tears of the Kingdom is still mine, but that's just pure bias. But I understand a little bit more why people like this one.
Sure. Well, and there's a lot of replayability.
There's
for
so
it.
much replayability.
Like,
I've
I didn't
done
have
nothing but replay it, and I'm enjoying it.
I love Spider-Man 2, but I didn't have 3 different games of it going on at the same time or anything, you know?
Sure.
And like be like, oh, I want to play more of it. So it just like that story was really good and I love that, but this is really good and I love it. And I'm sure there's other games that were on that list too that I haven't played that are also really. I think Alan Wake was on that. I think so. I'm trying to remember, or maybe that was on the voice actors like for the Game of the Year.
Maybe, sure, yeah.
Because I know Asterion was on there and Yuri was on there, and so yeah. But no, it's really good.
And there's going to be room and opportunity for people to play tabletop RPGs at WaveCon.
I'd be into that.
They had D&D one-shots even.
Yeah.
Could be.
If you haven't caught any of the Baldur's Gate playthroughs as well, they're on Blind Wave Gaming. The full streams are there, and highlights are being worked on and coming out. We do it a lot. There's a lot of footage going through and trying to cut that down. So, but it'll all be at Blind Wave Gaming if you want to catch up or just check out the highlights and see what's been going on. Speaking of games and highlights and stuff too, I was gonna wait and hope Calvin was gonna be here because he asked me earlier. Because Eric asked me this morning, I think, about like my Dark Souls 3 gameplay. I've been playing that. I'm on like 5 streams or so of it.
5 streams.
And it's been fun. But yesterday, I've been doing with deaths, which Dark Souls is typically a tougher game. Every death you get, I've been doing 10 squats. Is what I did when I played Dark Souls 1. So I said that's what I'll do for Dark Souls 2 or 3. I mean, if it gets too much, I've been trying to filter in some push-ups and stuff too. But last night I also was like, guys, I might kind of split things up and not do all of my squats at the very end, because I was like, I know it might break stuff up a little bit, but sometimes trying to do all of them at the very end, there's just a lot and it takes a while. So maybe if I kind of just pepper them through a little bit, it won't be so bad. And a lot of the chat was like, no, just do them all at the end. It's like, I'll do them all at the end. If everyone in chat says yes, they're going to do squats with me at the very end. And they didn't all do it. So, so like I got to a point and I was like, all right, guys, I'm going to stop for now, do some squats. Yesterday I did 240 squats.
Woo! How you feeling today?
I thought it was going to be worse.
Yeah?
But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be today.
Yeah.
But
Dark
they were
Souls
really
3's
tired
got
last night.
your legs and butt all good. All right.
So I had done 100 squats in the middle of stream. And then about an hour to hour and a half later, I did another 140 squats. And I was proud of the 140 at the end because I went straight through. I just did all 140 just straight through. But yeah, so I had 24 deaths last night.
And if you don't know, for every 100 deaths, we will watch a Neil Breen movie. So we're getting close. And how far into the game are you, Aaron?
I don't know. Guys, if anyone in chat remembers, I'm on 4 or 5 bosses.
4 or 5 out of how many bosses?
I think there's like 29, 30 bosses in this game.
That's a lot
and I don't think I'm counting DLC either, but yeah.
Like
so
people looking at Naruto. Oh, there's a lot of potential here.
I'm currently at 81 deaths.
19 more.
Yes. That's got to be next week.
That could be one stream.
That could be one stream.
Well, I'm not streaming next Wednesday, but I'm streaming next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And I did not beat the boss that I was on that resulted in the 14 deaths. So I have to continue fighting him. I gave up. And I said, I'm coming back next week. Tired. I'm supposed to play Baldur's Gate tonight.
Yep.
I'm going home. I was upset. I kept... Dude, I fought this guy. This guy, like... I was going through, and I struggled. Like, I don't know. I'm going to say at least 7 deaths that I struggled trying to learn and figure them out. The first one, I was like, oh, man, I did so close. I had him under half, like probably under 1/4 of health left. I'm like, I was so close. And then I just kept screwing up and messing up and dying so early. I couldn't get him to that point again. And then I had that one time where I was doing so well. And I'm battling him, and I'm so close. I'm like, I just got to finish him. Just one more hit, and I'll get him. And I hit him, and he died. And then a cutscene happened. Oh, good. God, I won. So happy. And then, like, all these, like, souls float out of these, like, 3 dudes, goes into one dude, and he stands up. And there's a second phase! I thought I beat him! He had a health bar! I hit him to the whole health bar! And it wasn't. I was so mad. I was so excited. I'm like, I did it. And then now, not like I go back and I fight that. I have to fight the first phase all over again.
Yep.
And then watch that cutscene again. And then fight him again. And I kept dying to that guy.
Welcome to FromSoft.
It's called the Abyss Watchers. So I will be starting with the Abyss Watchers, I think, probably on Tuesday. I could perhaps try to go do something else and then come back to him or something. I don't know. But I was on him. And it was just... But yeah, so 19 more deaths, and I hit 100. I was hoping to beat the guy when I had 69 deaths.
Yeah.
And then I beat him at like 72 deaths. 3 over. Dang it. All right, fine. And then he wasn't even dead. And I did another like 9 deaths before man.
There might be a phase 3.
Shut up, Rick. I was so excited. But yeah, so that's where I've been. I also struggled just trying to get to him, and there's like a little task I had to do to even get to where he is. And I struggled there. I had a chase scene in that game where like something was coming at me, and I'm like, I'm just going to keep running. People keep saying in this game, just keep running. You don't have to fight everybody. Just run past them. And I swear I ran past this guy for so long, and all I did was aggro more stuff, and they all kept watching me. Yeah, and then eventually I died. I had 3 of these big guys just chasing me down. It was terrible. But yeah, so Abyss Watchers, it's on the stream. I'm starting it 6 Tuesday. See how it goes. Anyway.
Exciting.
I guess.
Once again, just like the other day when I left, I was like, well, I hope you do terribly.
You did, yeah. Oh, thanks, friend. That's what I said to you. You're like, bad luck on your game tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping kind of getting a break from it, maybe coming back, maybe I can reevaluate something. I started like at one point I didn't say anything. I swear for like 5 minutes I was just like staring at everything, just going through. I'm like I didn't look at chat. I started cursing, using people in chat's names as curse words. So frustrating. But yeah. Anyway, maybe I'll come back, beat him first try. You know?
Maybe. That
Crazier
does
things have
sometimes.
happened.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that was my yesterday. I'm excited for tomorrow because I don't have to deal with the same kind of death issues. Like I can be revivified, you know, like
Yep.
I have healing spells and stuff.
No risk of TPKs,
No. And I have like 7 flasks, Rick, 7.
flasks of.
The Estus flask in Dark Souls, and I still like trying to heal, and I'm wearing a ring where they heal me more. Dang. Anyway, sorry. Just still.
Get it out.
And then to top it off, I ended and like, guys, how many deaths do I have? What I gotta do? 140. I gotta do 140 squats.
Gonna be reliving all those deaths in your mind when we watch Neil Breen.
I know. It'll fuel me to not have 200 deaths. I don't think I had this many deaths in the first game. I think I did so much better in the first game than I did in this one.
You're getting old.
It's only been 4 years. Oh, man. But yeah. So, that's my stream. It's been, I guess, fun. It is fun to explore and see what's in this area. Like, try to second guess if things are friendly or not sometimes, because sometimes they trick you. But yeah. Rick, what about you? How you been? Anything new with you?
Oh, lots new. Last couple days have been website focused. So we had some issues on the website. We had an attack yesterday, which is never a fun thing to deal with. But we're back up and running, so that's good. Let's see. But yeah, I haven't got to check out Hint Hunt stuff as much as I've wanted to, which is unfortunate. Outside of that, there's lots of stuff. I'm excited for WaveCon. Excited for Smash Brothers, obviously and always.
Yeah, I need to train.
Don't want to get shown up at my own convention.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm also excited for some competitive ping pong, I'm hoping, because I haven't got to really stretch my ping pong muscles in a long time.
You're a ping pong guy, huh?
I used to be pretty good,
Okay.
but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how much I've rusted. I'd like to do a bit of that.
Well, anybody that's coming that has any ping pong experience, bring that with you.
There's also, besides ping pong, there's also a pool table there, too.
There'll be a pool table
Which I'm
there.
terrible at pool.
Oh, I love pool. I might play pool with people.
Yeah.
My parents, there was a pool table growing up in my house that my parents got, and they got that from my grandma who used to run a bar.
Yeah.
And then whenever she shut down the bar, she took one of the pool tables, and my parents got it. So I grew up with a pool table in the house, and it was great.
Yep. That's the one thing you're better at me.
The one thing. Dang it.
There's also going to be just a ton of games and stuff there, too.
Yeah, for sure.
I got
plenty
4
to do.
kids.
Yeah.
But something else I'm hoping to bring there is a board game I'm designing as well. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
maybe get to play that with some fans.
Uh-huh.
So, been busy with that, trying to push to get that published. So, that's been some weekend stuff lately.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a fun time.
And made the Hint Hunt for WaveCon as well.
Ah, yes. There's a hint hunt for
Have we
WaveCon.
talked about that much?
What?
The hint hunt for WaveCon?
Not too much. I think there's been the fact that there is one.
So people just know there is one.
There is a hint hunt, yeah,
Gotcha.
which should be fun. I hope people enjoy it.
I think so.
Yeah. There's
gonna-
going to be some prizes involved.
There's a few things kind of at Wave, like we have some event things, but there's also some things that we just wanted to have around, so that if you're like, well, I don't really care about this, so I'm gonna go do these things. Like, just you can do them whenever you want. So there's a hint hunt. There's gonna be like some Pokemon Go things. There's gonna be just some various activities around that you can just kind of do when you want to. But then there's gonna be like some specific times of certain things occurring too. But the hint hunt one would be fun, I think.
And then I'm all prepped and ready to go for Reactor Feud WaveCon edition.
Yeah.
So
I did, before we go to that or anything more about it, I did see, Rick, where you did announce that people won't get their passports and stuff back until they solve the hint for Hint Hunt.
Yep.
So there was that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Like, part of the fun is getting to leave.
It has to be stakes.
Yeah, we have to risk accusations of human trafficking to have fun.
Yeah, if there's no stakes, then.
Yeah. That's good.
I love steaks.
Oh my gosh, Calvin, you're here. Your hair looks great.
Thank you.
I never see your hair ever.
Just got it cut.
You're always wearing a hat.
That's what's been under that?
No, it was
Yay.
scraggly. Tyler
looks
fixed
so
it.
good.
Thank you.
Sorry.
We've been talking about human trafficking.
I was wondering what you guys were saying. Like, trafficking, the risk is half the fun. Like,
No, leaving.
oh, okay.
Leaving is half the fun. Like, trying to get out of there.
But no, Rick was saying that if people don't
Okay.
solve the hint hunt at WaveCon, then they don't get their identification cards back.
Oh, they don't get their passports.
Yeah.
They will be there. You're here
Passports,
forever.
driver's license.
Just the usual.
Yeah, just the necessary documents in order to return to their home country.
We need one of those fast talking, like, people at the end where
Oh, yeah.
disclaimer people.
Disclaimer people with all the drugs and shit.
Well, I'm not really
Other
keeping your
countries
passport.
don't
We're
have
gonna
that.
name
Because
Well,
they're not
well,
allowed
they don't,
to advertise,
they don't advertise
drugs.
drugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, sometimes you get disclaimer, but yeah, drugs definitely do that one. So yeah, people are like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, Calvin, you missed. I was trying to hold off on Dark Souls for you. The general thing before we go back to the WaveCon stuff is that
Okay.
I had 240 squats last night, so I died 24 times.
Okay, which adds up to, you had, what, 57 before that?
Yeah,
So that's 81?
I'm at 81 deaths right
Okay.
now. Yeah, and I didn't beat the boss last night that I was dying to.
Okay, so there's a promise of more, possibly.
There's definitely a promise of more. It's gonna happen.
I mean, to that boss. I mean,
Well,
you
I hope
haven't, like,
not.
mastered him in you haven't slept on it and, like, discovered some ancient technique that you forgot about your master taught you in a previous life or some bullshit
Hopefully
like
that comes to me. Yeah,
No, I hope not.
It happened in Dark Souls 1 once.
I hope the technique is you just keep dying.
So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So anyway, there you go. Now you caught up. My legs
Yeah.
haven't been as bad as I thought they would be.
Good.
Doing 240 squats
Yeah.
last night. So. But anyway, Rick. Sorry, you were talking about Reactor Feud. I think was the last thing that.
Yes, just ready to go, I guess. If you haven't checked out that YouTube video, if you missed it the first time around, that's a real fun one
Oh yeah.
to give you some sort of idea of what to expect. But
So people will be able to see that live, and then we're also going to be having another game of Blind Wave Trivia, which was a lot of fun last year, and I've been having a lot of good times going through our older content, not all older, but a lot of content that we put out to come up with good questions, and I think I got some really good ones. So all I'll say is that you want someone like Doro on your team. Because some of the questions are quite difficult.
Gonna
Most
be
of them aren't
obscure.
that difficult, but some of them are pretty obscure. But it'll be fun.
The idea is that it's gonna be a challenge.
Oh yeah, they can't all be freebies.
I'm excited for WaveCon. I can't
And
wait.
Dora asked, "Can you still fill that form for Reactor Feud?" Good now.
you can, but everything is set,
Everything's set now.
so it's too late.
Gotcha.
But go ahead if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
You could have fun.
Could have a fun.
Could have a fun. There's a super chat from Visions who said, Eric, we need to have a Hot D spoilers discussion.
Ooh, Hot D spoilers discussion. Oh, that would be fun. I certainly don't do that on our videos / sometimes mislead you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. I would enjoy that. You know, it's honestly, it's doubly fun just because Fire and Blood is written from the perspectives of two characters that heard things. So you can say, well, there's book canon and there's show canon, but you can also kind of fudge it and be like, well, the show is what the book canon was trying actually happened in book canon. It's just, the characters lie or don't get things right or something like that. So Yeah,
Or,
that's a fun way to I think to think about
Objection.
the
Hearsay.
relationship. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, one's a Meister who's really trying to record down the events that happened, but he also has biases. And then the other is a court jester who is all about the drama at court. So between those two characters, you might get truth, you might not.
And then Oshjam is here with some voice actor stuff.
Ooh, voice actor stuff. It's been a while.
Some fun MHA/Freerun voice acting connection.
Okay.
Since it's wrapping up soon, such as Zine and Aizawa.
They have the same voice actor? Okay.
Same verbal and the most opposing roles. What? Himmel and Bakugo.
Himmel and Bakugo? Okay. Wow. Really?
Bonus Eisen the Dwarf shares DBZA Cooler voice actor.
DBZA Cooler, not DBZ Cooler.
Wow.
Interesting.
DBZ, dude, that guy's legit.
That's
He's really good.
that's
Some of the
interesting.
DBZA voices have crossed over to just conventional voice acting, and they're pretty good. But yeah, the Cooler, yeah, you can hear it now that I'm thinking about it. That's awesome. Huh. Cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure about verbal and the most opposing roles. Maybe it's for spoiler reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's some of the voice actor stuff. But yeah, Zine and Aizawa are the same. I didn't know that. That's cool. I didn't pick that up.
That
at
is
all.
cool.
But yeah, I wanted to toss those in before I forgot about them.
Thank you.
Calvin, did you have anything? You just joined in. We were kind of talking about stuff. Eric was going through his Baldur's Gate stuff. I talked about Dark
Stuff of the
Souls.
week things.
Rick was talking about some website things that have been going on. Rick, were you done with everything you were talking about, or did you have anything else?
I do not remember.
All right. Well, I think he's done. So I don't know if you had anything that you wanted to bring up.
Not much new. Just kind of getting amped up for WaveCon.
Is that why you have a haircut?
Yeah, one of the reasons. Also, Baldur Gate tomorrow.
That's why you got a haircut?
Yeah.
That's the real reason.
Gotcha.
I'll wear tuxes.
I'm going to show up in my birthday suit.
Please don't.
Okay. Well, maybe Burf will show up in his birthday suit.
Okay, that's better.
He will show up in his birthday.
It can be birthday.
Birthday!
Every Friday, once a month is birthday.
Yeah. Oh, man. A birthday suit's still a suit. See? I just show up and I'm actually wearing like a suit. Like, this is what I wear on my birthday.
Critically mislead everyone.
But no, yeah, WaveCon. You excited for that?
Yeah.
Good. Good. All right. Well, then if we're all caught up on everybody, Rick, did we have anything specific we wanted to jump into, or we need to wait on that? I don't know how long it's going to take for certain topics.
I don't know either, but we can start it now.
You can start it
Hopefully
now?
there's time.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see that. We might have a few other things to talk about, but we might also get into some questions. So if you're over on Twitch and want to submit some questions, you can do that with a little bubble in the bottom left using your tokens, and we'll go through the questions there.
So normally I have time to scour the hint hunt and harvest the sorrow
Harvest the sorrow.
in order to present it.
It's going to have to be something he does in his own time this time.
But not this time.
Not this time.
So the hint hunters themselves compiled the highlights for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you guys should be able to switch your screens and be able to see what I see.
Do you see
I think.
what I see?
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, so this hint hunt came to me in a dream, as they often do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Came to everyone else in a nightmare.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder to make than it actually was. It just kind of all came together much easier than I thought it was going to.
The puzzle muse got to you, huh?
Yeah, and so this is all they got. No explanation.
Someone said, no, not the grid.
Yeah. How many hours was it, Dora, that they went on this one? They didn't quite tie the record,
Okay.
but they got very close to tying the record. So over 100 hours, 103 hours people spent staring at this grid. Which, you know, there's some fairly obvious things. I did enjoy I think someone put it in here, but someone asked GPT
GPT.
to solve it. And here are some words I found in the puzzle.
We're not quite there yet.
Which, yeah. So,
When will we be though? You think it's like 5 years or like 50 years?
like
15.
to be able to give a computer this and have them solve it?
Yep.
I would say 113 years.
113 years. Write that down. If Rick is right, he is a prophet.
I would say 106.
Not the closest without going over bullshit.
No, Calvin, it's 106.
106.
Maybe 103 because it took him 103 hours.
I know Eric understood.
Oh, I get it.
I get it
understand.
now.
Oh my God, I didn't say it, but in terms of my last couple weeks, Naruto has been very good.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
very sad.
On this grid, there is each row has something to do with one of the 10 options on the poll.
Okay.
So you have Evangelion, you have Horseman for
See
BoJack
that.
Horseman,
Delicious.
Delicious in Dungeon, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, so on and so forth. But there's also some lines
Yeah.
going between some of the different letters.
And dots.
some roads, you can say.
Okay.
Some paths. And there's some junk letters at the end in order to make the 10 by 10 grid. So a lot of different theories get spouted out at the beginning, but pretty early on. So we do see things like, these are the things and these are the letters left over.
Okay.
And then we also get people saying these are the letters that each of those lines give you,
Okay.
right? From top to bottom.
I told the guys, like, in chat, in Hint Hunt at one point, like, guys, this is what you do. The top one is the only one that's the whole word. Just ignore the rest of the routes, because Rick gets lost and he doesn't know where he's going. Like, ignore the roads.
Kill a Kill also takes up the whole row.
Yeah, I guess it was a coin flip then.
Yeah, could be. Obviously, memes are a great highlight of any hint hunt, but they also were thinking Morse code pretty early.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if they put it in the highlight, but they went deep on the Morse code
Did they?
thing
Okay. I love when they go deep.
to the point where they were trying to make it into music.
Wait, they were trying to turn Morse code.
They went too deep and
So-
awakened the Balrog.
Because of the X-Men theme puzzle. Now
Now
they have to include the possibility of audio.
So there was all this Morse code, and people were listening. It's like, is it just me, or do you hear the Superman theme song?
Out of Morse code?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I swear I heard them theme music. Sammy boy.
Desperate.
But we had people talking about doing different grids and graphs using coordinates.
Chicken alphabet soup.
Hi, Dad Soup.
Chicken alphabet soup. But a bunch of different, just,
They're trying.
Yeah.
trying.
Trying to grid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the things when you get this, like, okay, where do we start? It's like anywhere. Figure out which way it could go. Like that's always the trickiest part with some of these. Sometimes you get a direction, but when you don't,
Oh.
And speaking of directions,
what is this
Whoa.
for?
so in speaking of directions, they did think transit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
So
Rick-
we had this. We had people trying to overlay it on top of Marietta College to try and
Yeah, that's. I love that.
see. Some people were thinking Tron.
Tron. Okay.
Tron.
Yep. Because the paths kind of look like light cycle paths, I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They tried converting the letters into numbers and then the numbers into notes.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
I like that.
Which I do remember seeing that. I can't just hit right. I have to go in and out of any of these. And then,
Oh, I got tic tac toe going on.
Yep.
No, this is
Oh, it's tic tac toe, Cal. I've played tic tac toe. You can't lie to me.
so we had Sammy versus Satan here.
See,
trying
they're playing
to-
tic tac toe.
No, what's the game where you have to like have 1 through 9 in a cube, and then that row and column. Sudoku, yeah.
Sudoku. Great.
Sudoku.
Yeah.
Oh man, and it ended with no winner. Oh no, someone won. Okay, right?
No. A tie.
That's a tie
Dang,
game.
of course.
Excuse me. It's a cat.
Cat.
It
yeah.
went nowhere. Dang.
Master Pink was trying to do things on pen and paper, which I always enjoy.
The loot you find in my
On
body.
Cool. Okay. You know what's gonna happen? Like, Master Pink. I'm only using you as a joke, but if they were to do something terrible, and they the police raided their house and found that, they would be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Trying to crack it. You have detectives trying to figure out. It's like, wait, what is this?
At some point, I saw people talking about a Go board or Pente, which Pente is a good thought because
Pente.
I love Pente.
What's Pente?
It's a simplified version of Go,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
basically. I've tried to learn Go over the years, and I've just never been able to commit the time to learning it, but I do know how to play Pente.
Hot and cold. Okay, like water, blue and red.
Yeah.
Looks like they had a lot of fun.
I remember this one made me laugh quite a bit. Sammy said, I'm going to write Rick an apology letter. I don't know what I did, but I feel like I did something wrong. Like I need to apologize.
Aries!
Give us more hints for the hunt.
My life is yours! Oh, it's great.
Let's see. What was this one?
Dude, 37 letters. It's Prime. You know what else is Prime? Transformers.
Transformers Prime. That's
That'd be
true.
great if it was just a simple thing like that.
There's just so many misdirections.
Insanity. So occasionally I see them just devolve into chaos, and I think they need a little push.
A little nudge back on.
So I gave them, to find the truth, you need to walk a road from your past.
Why blow it? This means the same thing, God damn it! The same thing as what? Did you say the same thing before? It's so funny.
Before, I think I told them that someone was on the right path in the first day. And so I think they thought this meant the same thing. But
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But what I actually meant by this, which they did get eventually, was they need to use a method they've used in a previous hint hunt.
Okay, gotcha. You're training them for the ultimate hint hunt one day.
Yep.
By teaching them all these skills. I understand.
Yeah, for when I die.
Yep.
And leave my millions.
Yep. Like Ready Player One.
Why did Arlen say, not all roads lead to the truth? Chaos is the key. To find the truth, you need to walk a road from your past. Are those all things you said, or is that...
So I did give a clue about chaos. The key is... I think I said chaos is the key. Eventually.
Gotcha, okay.
And a trailer that we reacted to today.
I will kill chaos.
I don't remember anything from that game except for that.
People trying to relate to Scrabble.
Uh-huh.
People started seeing shapes.
Oh my!
Pattern seeking.
I was
Okay,
gonna say this is very
like a
ink
mirror.
blot test.
Look at this.
Oh, they're going real deep.
What is happening?
You stare at something long enough.
Uh-huh. They start seeing sacred geometry.
Rick, you're gonna make people go crazy, Rick. people at some point are gonna lose their mind.
So at some point, we launched a new poll,
Yes, we did.
which is currently active, so you can vote over what's going to replace Furin. But they decided that, well, it must have been a Western animation that won, because this one is all anime.
Sure.
And so at some point, someone put a poll of, like, what do you think won? And it had those 5 options. And I came in and said, you're missing some options. And then someone said that, well, they took them off to do the new poll, and I just said, interesting.
Interesting.
And so you have
Rick,
Master Pink
my
here.
mental health, my job, I can't.
And then you see the result.
Look what you made me do.
It's a shaky camera.
It's not even.
It's blurry.
Master Pink said in chat, I kept doing this at work. My coworkers kept looking at me like I was crazy.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, they were trying to make different shapes and paths and roads.
Master Pink worked hard on this.
Yeah,
Really?
this is some hands-on.
I
hard
love
work.
how much fun everybody was having.
They did.
Damn it.
A few people talked about Caesar Cipher and Atbash Cipher. So on Sunday, someone talked about Caesar, Atbash, and Visionaire.
Uh-huh.
I love this. I love it. I forgot about Atbash. You never tried that, Pink? Pink! You never tried Atbash, Pink?
Everybody's yelling.
And then
Everybody's
you get,
yelling at Pink.
what's Atbash again?
But sometimes you get people dismissing things because they think someone else checked it, but it turns out, they never actually checked it.
Mm-hmm.
They all blamed Pink there.
I know.
Why didn't you check it? I failed you, Gravity Falls. I failed you, Seuss.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's sweet.
That's really good.
Hey, dude.
People started doing QR codes.
Oh, okay. I see what they're doing with that. Why are there more colors on those lines over there? There's like yellow and stuff.
People just started drawing their own paths.
They started seeing the
You know
things.
what? Rick's lost. We need to make our own path.
But yeah, people started flipping the lines and doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Someone in chat's like, the easy way to win. Just wait and let other people do it.
That is the fun part of the hunts is every once in a while people come in like, you solve it yet? And everybody's like, nah! It's just on fire. Like, oh, come back.
Let's see. Here.
Other than comparing to Gravity Falls so much.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was one of the fun things about Gravity Falls was like, what is this?
Loved it.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Chaos. Oh, yeah. So I said chaos equals out of order. What elements don't belong and why are they there? And they took elements and ran with the periodic table, of course.
I love.
And just started looking up chemistry
Presentation
and
forms. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
but sometimes it's what's posted, but oftentimes it's the reaction
What?
to what's posted that
Yeah.
that really gets me. But then we're like, oh, Krypton's an element.
It wouldn't be on the element the elemental
Somewhere
table.
our editor, Ultra Sergeant, just heard Krypton and got super excited. It won. He's been pulling for that show for years.
Okay, I don't see their
Yes.
actual quote-unquote solution. Is it pinned?
Well, that's because they never got it, Rick.
Yeah.
Well,
There
but
is-
they
there
had
is.
something they were excited about.
Oh, that's what
Looks
they
like they
claim.
had a lot of things that they were excited about.
Oh, is this it?
Off the grid.
I haven't watched this.
Do I need to?
Off the grid.
Right. It's okay.
Berserk.
Do I need to listen to this?
What is
I don't
this?
know. I haven't seen this.
Is there audio to it?
I don't know. Let me listen.
Can I don't know if I can hear it come from your
I don't
computer.
know.
It might not be set up for that. What is this?
No, there is audio. All right, I'll see if I can make that work. Let's see. So I need to go here.
Someone said save the video until the end.
I'll say until the end.
That's what Satan said.
Well, I think I'm
We at the end?
at the end.
Maybe they mean after we actually say what one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
All right. Well, then let's try to find this one. All right. So eventually, what they kind of came upon was the idea that you take all of the letters that are not part of a show
Okay.
and use them as a key for a Visionaire cipher,
Mm.
and you apply that to each of the strings from the paths.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And so when they did that, they got this.
Okay.
Good. I'm glad they got that.
Cool. What is that? Oh, what is that?
We're watching the famous Shaquille O'Neal movie.
The
Heck
Man of
yeah.
Them Anoffs.
The man of steel.
Them Anoffs.
Man of
Steel.
It must be Russian.
The Manu.
What show could that be?
The Manoff.
Which then points towards
Optimus Prime.
the only Man of
Yeah.
Steel in the whole group
He
of
is
all
a
of
man
them,
of
right?
steel, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Am I allowed to watch the video now?
Maybe.
Do they mean the
I don't
the
know if
end
this-
of? Do we have audio for it?
I can. I think I can make audio happen.
So, yes, the answer
Edge.
is Superman, the animated series.
Superman the animated series.
Superman, the animated series.
Superman,
Ah.
the animated series.
Which I've never seen until we started it this week.
Yeah.
I've never seen either. Real
It's been
cool.
fun.
All right, Jake. Are you getting any audio?
Neither are we.
No.
Nope.
No
The
audio.
Rickler. Rickle me this, chat man.
Let me see if just so bananas not. Spoiled.
Rickle me this, chat man.
Is it easier for him to play it?
All right.
La 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 la.
Awesome. But yeah, guys. So Superman the Man of Steel, which is so far the bit we've seen so far has been a lot of fun. I've never seen it before.
Neither have I.
And I have some knowledge of Superman,
Yeah.
but a lot of that's from like Superman and Lois and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to watch through and see what kind of stories we get into. All right. So what in the world is this thing?
Off the grid.
I don't have audio either.
I hear nothing.
Maybe it's my
Yeah.
fault. Oh, you don't have audio either? I feel better then.
Okay. Yeah.
We hear, says chat.
Oh.
Chat hears. Chat hears.
Can you play it through the speakers on the ground?
But I believe Brendan is the one that eventually came up with that solution. But I also do want to give special shout outs to Switzer, who put on Sunday about using the lines in the Visionaire cipher.
Yeah. No.
No,
I didn't hear anything, no.
I haven't heard anything yet.
I wasn't sure if it was me or what.
Well, we can each play out on our own computer and just sync it up.
Do I need to open Banana or anything? Shouldn't need to.
No.
No. Here, I can open it from Discord and just do that way.
Yeah, we could just
We could just time it.
open it.
I'm ready.
I am not.
Hang on, I'm not there yet.
It's on the Hunt channel.
Yeah, it's pinned.
Handhunt is under. Dang it, which category is it under?
Under Hit Hunt.
Oh, there's a Handhunt category. Why does my pins have no pins? Okay.
Yeah, it takes a second.
I heard you like pins, so I gave you a pin in your pin. All right. Okay, I can hear it. All right.
Count us down,
ready.
Jake.
I'm waiting for Calvin, I think.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Berserk.
Rickle me this chat, man.
Now.
Brendan, the savior. Archie, hold up, let him cook. Sammy boy, I'm so sorry.
So sorry, Rick.
What have I been cutting paper for? Origami master. Ah. It just beeps and boops. What an artist. This is cool. All the links, huh?
All the links to like data and stuff.
Tic-tac-toe. Oh man, look at all the different ways
Wow.
of what they were doing to the grid. Gonna be our nightmares. Well, that's cool.
All right, that's incredible.
That's cool.
Fantastic.
My favorite part is the end with all the different versions of the grid.
Yeah.
So if
All the
you're at
various
all
ways people were trying to
interested-
solve it.
If you're at all interested in enjoying the fun / chaos of future hint hunts, make sure you're visiting our Discord.
Nothing makes strong relationships like trauma.
It is true.
This is also another, like, I believe this is a fairly close poll too, right? Like, I was kind of surprised Superman won, but
Yeah.
it still also kind of had like a decent little lead to it too. So I'm excited for it to see the story of this. And then we have another poll Rick said going on right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I believe all the options on that one are anime.
Yes, sir.
Accurate.
So make sure you guys vote in that poll. And I'm excited to see what's going to be taking the spot of Frieren, which has been it wasn't my favorite anime in the beginning, but it grew on me a lot, and I really started like
Absolutely.
enjoying where the
yeah.
story was going with that and stuff a lot. So sad to see that one going to be leaving, but excited to see what the next one will be.
Exactly.
Journey's end, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Master Pink in chat said, "This was the worst 5 days of my life. I'll be back for the next hint hunt."
It is fun to see the community kind of come together and try to work on this. And there's only been 1, 2 that they didn't get. I think one. they
Only
didn't
one
get, right?
that they truly did not get.
Truly.
Now, would they have gotten it if I hadn't have given them a couple extra pushes? Who can say?
You're awfully nice, Rick.
Deep down, I want them to succeed.
Mm.
But also, the world needs a villain.
Mm. It was funny because during one part they're like, "Man, Aaron hasn't shown up and mocked us yet." And then I got
Does that help?
I got tagged and someone's like, "Here, I'll take care of that." And I was like, "What's going on?" Because last time we had one, I did a post that had the name of every single show in it and stuff, and was just messing around in there. So I think, I guess I've been busy. I guess I should stop in and say hi. So no, I'm glad that they enjoy it, and I'm glad it's fun. And I think it's something fun for us. I know Rick and I enjoyed doing puzzles back in the day at school for like our teacher. It was one of the first time I remember doing something like this, where it's like we just kept making puzzles, and they kept leading to another puzzle, and they kept trying to solve them.
I made him for teachers. Made at least one for Aaron.
At least one for me.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of fun.
Thank you, Danny Highway, for the $20 on YouTube. This one's dedicated to the excellent hint hunt, the excellent hunters. I didn't participate, but it was a blast watching the hunters go absolutely insane over the past few days. Here's to many more hunts.
Well, thank you so much, Danny. I'm glad. That's one of the fun things too. And I think, like Eric was saying about it too, is like sometimes there's the people working on it.
Yep.
But there's the people that pop in and kind of like bring in some memes, lighten the mood a little bit,
Yeah.
keep the morale high, and like just chill a little bit. But it's always fun to just it gets real active during those times, and everyone's like, "Oh, I gotta figure it out."
It has the feeling of it's not the destination, it's the journey. Because some people will come in and be like, have they done it yet? No, they leave and they come back. Oh, they have. Lame, and they leave. It's like, well, yeah, the answer's not what you want. The journey.
The journey.
It's like, yeah, would it be great if we were just done with Naruto? Sure, but the journey. Journey,
Well, make sure to join us for the journey through Superman the Animated Series.
Indeed.
It's true. And there's also just a shit ton of extra memes for the hint hunt as well. We have, if we want to look at those, I guess.
Absolutely.
Some memes, you say?
Do that now?
I don't know. We can do it now.
It is the most
or-
relevant.
You want to look at those? Jake,
I think
do you
they're
have
all
memes
hint
already?
hunt memes.
We can look at those.
Sweet.
This is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Almost looks like a thumbnail.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's true.
Just like all those other shows.
Could have used that for Saturday if I had to wait till then.
Who writes these hints? Fucking Riddler.
Rick apparently does. The Rizzler. The Rickler. Rickle me this, Batman.
Oh, these are great.
Oh, because the Morse code.
Yeah,
That's good. Prepare for shuckle and
shuckle
make it
and
double.
make it
Oh man,
double.
double shuckle.
Oh, it's really funny.
And Hunt Legacy. That's really cool looking. I like the font that they use at the top.
Mm-hmm.
He.
I don't know what this is.
I think that's JoJo.
That is JoJo.
Ah. Tron, Tic Tac Toe, a cube.
The
Tesseract.
The Tesseract?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have we gotten close at all? Oh, yeah. At some point, yes, someone asked that, and I just replied, 2.
2.
My job here is done, but you didn't help at all. Rick, we've come to bargain. No more drops. You got an extra week.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's good.
Just reverting into chaos.
Come on, do something.
Like, what does this little grid do? Oh, really? Have you tried poking it with a stick?
Makes sense.
3 days.
Yeah, it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days.
That's pretty good.
So
This is
good.
why I said Rick will get lost. Ignore the lines.
That's so meta.
I guess technically it was a hint. Ignore the lines. Don't use those. Hit on it. It's great. It's great. So good. Family.
Family.
I can quit anytime I want. I can quit anytime I want.
Hint hunt.
It's like there's an addiction to solving him.
As a pusher.
I gotta do it.
I did wait until I saw people being like, all right, I'm going to bed. Then I'd type something.
Oh, that's mean.
Wait, what is this one?
Post show announcement replacing Fear in Beyond Journey's End. Samurai Champloo, The Return of the King. I think it's just the fact that Samurai Champloo's back on the poll
Ah,
It was missing.
I see.
for a couple, I believe.
Yeah, I did see this
They're
one.
bribing you with a picture of a redhead?
Well, there was one time that someone like Aaron, and they just posted a redhead picture, and I was like, all right, I'll tell you this, and I told them something. So now when I show up, if they're like, hey, Aaron, you know anything? And I was like, well, and then they'll do this now. Like, you know what you got to do. Like, all right, here you go, Aaron. What? The real reason the website is down.
I did see that at one point. Someone's like, Rick, can you tell people that the website being down is not part of the hen hunt? They're going nuts.
It's just broken right now.
It did go down a few hours after I put some stuff up there for WaveCon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what does he mean? Someone got close. Who? He just keeps circling. They're just stuck in his
Just
loop.
sadness.
Throwing the hint hunt, quitting the hint hunt. Free choice. Doing the hint hunt. Memes.
The illusion of free choice.
Pink says, me and Archie both had quit doing the hint hunt, and then we were back trying to solve it hours later.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hunters jamming out Morse code.
Oh man, that's an awesome picture.
Rickle me this chat, man.
I love the Rickle Me This chat, man.
It's really good.
That's really funny.
Now I need to get a green suit.
Oh my gosh.
What
What is that from?
What's this?
that was from the Hen Hunt channel. I remember seeing it. I was very tired at the time, and I did not understand
But
the
where's
context.
this Calvin picture from?
Yeah.
I do not require context. Thank you.
Guys, shit is plugging in. I hate you. Let's go. In and out. 20 minutes adventure. 5 days later. Come on, guys, join us. It's fun. And all the hints. Hunters
are free.
Hunters are free. Gave him a sock. That's the last of the memes.
Awesome.
Nope, another hint hunt in the bag.
Well, good job,
Yep.
hint hunters.
Yep.
And now I saw them talking about how excited they are to dunk me at WaveCon.
Oh yeah, we didn't say like there's gonna be a dunk tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I'm excited for that too. Well, we'll all be in there at some point. Take some turns. So, Katie, why is that the first thing you capitalize?
Dunk Aaron.
All caps. Not even like, oh, we could dunk Aaron.
I'm
Like,
okay
dunk
with it.
Aaron. All right, my legs are already sore. They weren't too-
Imagine you're so worn out from squats from streaming that it's hard to stand up in the water.
I just drown.
You have to grab the side and pull yourself up.
Oh man. All right, we do have some questions and stuff that we can go through, at least for a
Questions.
little bit, unless anyone had anything else they wanted to cover or anything before we get into those.
Make it so.
Make it so. All right. What is this? Shiraz Saeed, in honor of someone in CrowdStrike tanking the global IT sector. I did hear something about CrowdStrike strike stuff happening with Microsoft and all that. What was your biggest screw up on work, or someone else that you saw? So, have you ever had a moment working somewhere or with Blind Wave or whatever where it's like, here's the biggest mess up I've ever done? What's my biggest mess up? I don't have one. Never messed up.
I mean, I don't really have anything for Blind Wave. I crashed a farm truck taking water from one farm to another because I was 14 and shouldn't have been driving.
Didn't you have something with delivering too where you were stuck? Was that a mess up?
When I was delivering pizzas, there was a time I got stuck in mud that I had to have my boss come and pull me out.
I don't know if that one counts or
That's
not.
happened.
Not
But
But you
necessarily.
got
Yeah.
the pizza there though, right?
Oh yeah, we got the pizza there.
Okay. You didn't like try and use the pizza box as like traction.
No. And I don't really have nothing that really comes to mind of like a big screw up. I think
Not
I'm
like-
fortunate.
Not like the forklift driver who bumps over
Yeah,
the thing and
sure.
the entire warehouse falls over. You know,
No.
I've never had anything too crazy.
Never had anything like that.
One time over in the Beverly Pizza store, we were making like, I don't know, 100 pizzas for the Waterford High School, and we didn't have a, it was just a conventional oven. We had like 6 or 7 spots for pizzas, and we kept rotating them in and out, trying to get them all done fresh so we could deliver them. We accidentally left one in an oven that we almost never use, but we had it on for that day, and it was in there for about 6 hours. And by the time we got it out at the end of the night, we finally were cleaning everything and turning things down, and we found it. It was literally, you took it out, you touched it, and it all just fell into ash.
Ooh.
So that's probably my biggest screw up I've ever did,
Hmm.
because that could have been a terrible, terrible, terrible fire hazard.
It was almost assuredly a coincidence, but there was a time when I was working at college and I went to plug in an Ethernet cable and I static shocked the port and the entire internet at campus went out.
Wow.
That's probably a coincidence.
I don't know.
Probably.
I've seen other people zap appliances out of existence too.
But all the internet on the campus?
My sister zapped an old tube type TV, and it was never right again.
All right. But that's not the whole internet on campus, though.
No, but like that's a heavy duty piece of equipment though.
Sure.
Like high voltage.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
Ethernet's pretty low voltage.
Yeah. I can't think of anything specific. I can think of like a really bad burn I did on my hand when I was like getting pizza out of an oven
Sure.
when I was working pizza
I
and
crushed
stuff.
my arm.
Like it bubbled up and was like a real bad burn. But
Like, I've
like,
seen people do all kind of real dumb stuff
Broke my ankle.
working in IT, but that's just like their individual machine usually.
Yeah, I don't know. Should ask Melanie. She might have like, oh yeah, remember when you did this? I'm like, no, I forgot.
Yeah, I was trying to forget that.
She remembered.
Uh,
I'm sorry, I don't have anything amazing for that one.
I misspelled Naruto in one of the hint hunts.
Did you misspell Samurai Champloo
I did.
for this poll
for
currently,
the poll.
right? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's like that memorable or huge.
Naturo.
Naturo.
Yeah.
Flame Emperor Crimson says, I've been playing Elden Ring at over 100 hours. If you played the game, what class did you start with? Love you guys. I have not started Elden Ring.
Me either.
It's on my list to get into at some point. Calvin played that game.
Yeah, I believe I was samurai. I believe was the class.
I played it
Something
for
like
a
that.
couple hours. I was also a samurai. My guy looked like a samurai. I just don't remember what the name of the class was.
He
But
looked
I
like a
didn't get too
samurai.
far into it.
Looked like a samurai. Must have been a samurai.
From when I started playing it, I was like, this is fun. But then I quickly realized, like, I should probably play some other games like this before I do this one. Maybe this shouldn't be my first this type of game.
Yeah, I was trying to play a archer mage class, but even up to now, there's not really an archer class at all, really. So I ended up just having to use swords.
Yeah.
And not bows.
There's not a lot of range
or magic.
really necessarily in those games,
Not
I don't
really.
think. Some casters.
Yeah,
But
but I should have just focused on magic.
I mean, all of them are pretty tough, Eric, so there's not like necessarily one maybe you should start with. Though you've started with Jedi Fallen Order. That you played that before, and that's
similar.
a
Sure.
light. I think it's one of the lightest Souls types of games I've played, where it's
Yep.
got some similarities, but not.
Yeah.
Like you rest at a spot specifically. That's where you respawn. That's where when you do that, everyone respawns to. Like it's very similar in those senses. It's just not quite as hard, and there's
Yeah.
difficulty levels.
It's a bit more
Gotcha.
forgiving, and there's more exploration and story. I think
I
with
don't know.
it.
There's been a lot of exploration I've had. Like I went to an area last night that was a dead end. I couldn't find any other way to go with it, and I fought a dude who was not a boss but was a boss in the first game. And I fought him and beat him, and then I just got like a bunch of loot in that area. So it was just like extra stuff you could do. There's like shards to upgrade items and stuff like that too. So like I didn't have to go there, but because I explored it, I found it. So there's a little bit of exploration I think you can do. There's hidden illusion walls and stuff too.
Mm.
It's a lot of fun.
Do you have to
with
like
those.
run into them?
I don't know if I can run into him. I think I have to hit him with my sword. At least that's what
Ah.
I've done before.
So like old, like 16-bit games, first-person games where you have to like hit
Shoot the
space
wall and
bar
then go through it or
on
something.
the wall, and it like, and then you can walk through.
Yeah. GoldenEye.
Yeah, I was
Gold-
thinking of like,
GoldenEye had those too.
yeah,
Like there'd be like a secret wall and you could and it
Think like-
open.
Heretic or Hexen was the big ones that I can think of, but also like Doom, Blake Stone.
I've not played Elden Ring, but does Elden Ring have the little like on Dark Souls there'll be like messages on the ground?
Yeah.
Elden Ring does that too?
Yeah,
That's one thing too, is like sometimes like you'll get it was like a message would be like illusion ahead and it'd be like just facing a wall. You're like, oh, and you hit it and it's just a wall.
yeah.
Like,
Fuck
damn
with
it!
you.
I had one last night where it's like a hallway and it's like beware betrayal ahead and I was like what? And I was like but I can see I can see a bonfire ahead. Maybe it's a fake bonfire. I don't know what it is. I'm like walking in. It's like watch behind. I'm like oh no. And like going through and like looking around. I'm like I took so long going through looking. There's a thing that said illusion this way and it was like it was a wall. It was just a wall. I hit it. Nothing happened. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna touch this bonfire. I'm gonna fall through the floor. What's gonna happen? I go over. I light the bonfire. No enemies. No nothing. I'm like, were they just
They were
like 6 messages just screwing with me in a row?
they were trying to warn you that the illusion ahead message was a betrayal of your trust.
Maybe that might have been.
Yeah.
Betrayal ahead. They're lying. But I thought like there was an enemy gonna be there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no. But yeah. Abils the Bomb says, has anyone played the Dark Urge character in Baldur's Gate 3? Fully customizable, but has a backstory.
I started to play a Dark Urge character. It was my first character I rolled after, Chance on ours on stream, and I started to do it, and I was really enjoying it. But I kind of wanted to see the stuff I had missed on like my quote unquote good gameplay, first. I think. So I'm going to do a Dark Urge gameplay at some point, but I want to do one that's more like a necromancer or something, you know?
I'll do one. I think
that
more
was technically
evil
my
kind of
first
character.
Thrawn one because I didn't really understand what Dark Urge was.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, well, I don't want to do this with Thrawn.
No,
So,
I guess I kind of knew what it was. I'm like, I'm not gonna do one until I want to beat the game once, and then I'll probably do it.
but
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to it because I do love to experience the game as differently as possible, and that definitely. It definitely did. There was one character that showed up in my party. Like, hi, I'm going to join your party. I was like, wow, I didn't even know this person could join your party. And then I killed him that night. I had to hide their body from the rest of my companions.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, well, I might do this one later.
Another time.
But yeah, I had a dark urge, if you will.
A dark urge. Amjo 4? I don't know, or AMJO4. Will you guys ever do another D&D campaign or an RPG one-shot?
I
No.
can't wait.
Ever. We had a RPG one-shot last October.
We did.
Yeah.
Like, we've had some various RPG one-shots here and there. But for, like, a full campaign, maybe at some point. It's just been trying to fit stuff in the schedule. We also need, like, the old set that we had for doing board games doesn't exist now.
Yeah.
We had to take it down when we were moving some things around. So, like, we need to have, like, a set up for it to be a viable location for us to be able to do it and film, like, above to catch the miniatures or any of that kind of stuff, too. So,
The game board or any character sheets or die rolls or anything like that.
yeah. But, I mean, I always like those kind of things. I think it would be fun to do at some point.
Oh, I would definitely be interested in doing that again.
Like, maybe moving around where Rick gets to play the game sometime
Yeah.
rather than being a DM. I don't know. What do you think
Sure.
about that, Rick?
Oh,
Do
I
you
mean,
like to
I've
play, or you just like being the master?
played plenty. I mean, I'm up for whatever.
Whatever. Make Calvin do it. Calvin, you gotta be the game master now.
Okay.
Or make Jake do it. See? Now Jake has to do it. And then all four of us get to play.
Yeah.
All right. Stormhover. If you were all playing Baldur's Gate 3 as yourselves, what class would you pick, or do you think best fits your current stats? So what class do you think you would be if you were going to make you as a Baldur's Gate character? What would it be as?
I think my stats would go well with just like it's simple and basic, but a barbarian maybe.
A
I
barbarian?
think I could do barbarian well. I think I can. Like, I'm really effective for like short amounts of time. I can rage and this be done.
I'm real good for like this minute.
Yeah, I'm
Very
wasted on
dangerous over short distances.
exactly. I'm wasted on cross country.
I don't know. Maybe some kind of, probably similar to what I'm playing now. Some kind of sneak thief, assassin
rogue.
kind of rogue.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. I gotta think about this for a second, because like, whenever I was playing XCOM, it's not quite as like fantasy in the sense of like they're just the soldiers you have are just people, and then you just equip them with different items and stuff too. So like, if I was like, oh man, I'd be a wizard, but like, why would I be a wizard? You know, like,
Sure.
what reasons do I have for that? But it was fun because like in
I mean, if you
XCOM,
have like a affinity, if you have like a strong connection to that class.
yeah. But the fun thing with XCOM was like I went through and like besides making just the Wave Riders, I also made like all of us in it too, and I made like Calvin, I think was like a techie dude with like a drone,
Yeah.
you know, and you could do stuff with it. I think Rick was like a sniper. I think Eric was like a heavy dude and had like a big old minigun.
Yep.
You know,
Kind of our characters almost the same format as our Star Wars.
Sure, yeah, the Star Wars Wave
RPG.
Squad.
Yeah, Wave Squad
Yeah, that one there was
that
fun.
Josh ran.
I think I was like a
Shell shock was mine. Yeah. I remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was either a sniper or like a ranger or something like that, and they had like a sword, so they could fight with the sword and stuff, which was really cool.
Gotcha.
I guess they didn't really fight with the sword, but they just had a cool sword slash.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd really like druid, but I don't
I was just
necessarily
waiting for that.
I don't necessarily like the outside that much, you know.
Sure.
So, maybe like a ranger
I could see
kind
you
of
being
character
Ranger,
or something.
not just for the Power Ranger puns, but because like I think that you would want to do a lot of archery, but you have a lot of skill with swords, so I think you could do both.
Kind of do both a little bit. So I might go that route. I don't know what stats necessarily. I like to think that I'm not like super strong, but maybe kind of dexterous. But I'm not really high on any of those stats. I don't think.
Sure.
I think I'm just kind of in the middle. So, yeah, I'll go with a ranger.
Jake, can you show my screen for a second?
Uh-oh. Why?
Because I have a real life character sheet.
You have a real life character sheet.
Yep. Yeah, as part of Roll with the Punches, there's a campaign journal where you can make a character sheet. And the example one I filled out for mine, I put Fighter as my first class, with Wizard as my second, and so on and so forth.
Ah, so you're multi-classing.
Well, yeah, so the idea is like you rank yourself in each of these, like which one you identify with the most and which one the least. And it sort of specs out what that means. In my example, Fighter is usually an athletic type, but can also represent discipline, strong will, or standing up for their beliefs. It's sort of based on the Jungian personalities.
Gotcha. So fighter and wizard?
Yep.
For the most part? It wasn't, and I swapped away so I could just open the stream real big.
He was
I
waiting.
gave up. It's like he sat
switched
there
back.
waiting for me to swap.
And then you gave it to him, and then he didn't have it.
I was like, man, it's on stream. Maybe, I don't know. I'll just do this. Too late. I see it now.
That whole campaign journal is free to download. You can find more information about that at Roll with the Punches.
Roll with the punches.
Okay, you can get away from my screen now. That's all I wanted to show.
Go away. Get out here. But I do really like Druid. And like last night, I had a real cool moment in my playthrough, and I'm just really excited to play with these guys and get some of the abilities and stuff I got in there, because I was like, this is so cool. I just want to try more things. I've been trying with you guys to try other spells that I haven't been trying to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just to like try new things, because like there's lots of spells that I think I get in my head of like, oh well, that's not really that good, or I don't need that one. Also with like some D&D meta knowledge, kind of being like, well, I'm not gonna
Sure.
use that thing either, too, But the more I kind of look at things, and it's also having different groupings. Like Eric talked about some lightning stuff last time we played, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just keep carrying Create Water with me a lot.
Yeah.
We can kind of like synergize a little bit with some of that stuff.
Especially with my boots that I can run through.
Yeah, get some
and
electricity
electrify,
going.
and I get charges running.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been neat trying to just get some new stuff rolling. So.
Yeah.
And also, guys, if you have any other questions, let us know. You guys can submit them with your channel points. There was a hydrate as well, so don't forget to hydrate.
The only liquid I have on my desk is scotch. I will not dehydrate.
Hydrate, Calvin.
I will not dehydrate.
Drink.
No.
All right. I have Yizing, who says, do you have a favorite foreign language to watch in movies, and does it depend on the genre? I ask because I watched your Kung Fu Hustle reaction and biased as a Cantonese speaker.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't really have a preference in terms of a language. I mean,
British.
I love when Japanese men get upset.
Yeah, I just listen to whatever the original language is.
Yeah. If I can see an actor's face, then I should be able to hear their voice, is kind of how I think of it. Like a animation, that type of thing. Like, unless you're doing some type of crazy motion capture, those two aren't necessarily linked, But with live action, there's so much complexities on the human face that it's so hard to for me to get engrossed and invested when I have that disconnect.
I really enjoyed our dark reactions, hearing German spoken.
Yeah, sure.
It's a lot of fun.
I don't know if I have a favorite one to watch in movies. I love the sound of German angry.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love the sound of like French kind of like suave and yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like there's some different like feelings that I'm like, oh man, this one feels real fun this way. This one feels real fun this way.
I mean, hey, have you ever watched episode 3 with the Japanese dub? It's pretty great.
Oh no, so there's
It's pretty great.
like the Japanese like samurai like they just have that like guttural like like it just
And
Speaking from the chest.
that is a trick too. If you're ever watching something and you're like, oh, man, I don't know, these lines the writing was a little corny. I didn't really go for it that much. Switch it to a language you don't understand, and you might like it a bit more.
Yeah.
Because you're separating that, you know.
Sure, that makes sense. Rick, did you say one?
For what?
For the language, do you have a favorite foreign language to watch movies in or anything?
Oh, I mean, I just watch whatever the original
Whatever
is.
the original.
Yeah, like I don't really have a preference.
Mm-hmm. No, okay. Well, if you don't have a preference, let's rank them all.
Okay.
Rick was down. He was up for it.
I'll rank anything.
All right.
Ranking languages.
I'm gonna leave that here. We have super chats as well that I want to make sure we get. It's 4:45, so I don't want to miss these.
Yeah.
Depth217 with a super chat, thank you so much, said, after the Shrek reaction, I have to ask, if one of you got eaten by a hippo, how will you guys get them out? There are no wrong answers. Wait, why is this about the Shrek? Did we talk about a hippo in the Shrek reaction?
If you were eaten by
I wasn't
a
in the
hippo?
Shrek reaction.
Yeah. You were in Shrek 2.
Did you guys talk about a hippo?
I don't remember.
I don't remember talking about.
I just wonder why this triggered that. After watching the Shrek reaction, if one of you got ate by a hippo, I don't remember this. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember talking about
So
hippos.
if
in
one
the
of us
Shrek
got
reaction.
eaten by a hippo, what's the...
If one of you got eaten by a hippo,
Yeah.
how will you guys get them out?
I would have the hippo run along the bottom of a pond and hit a low wall dam and knock themselves unconscious, and then get a waterproof chainsaw and cut them open and pull you out.
What if you hit the person with a chainsaw? That's just a risk
Sacrifices
you're willing to
must be
take.
made.
I just get through their hide and then just pull out the intestines and then find you among them.
Have you ever looked up why the chainsaw was invented?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like, if you haven't, Aaron, I would like you to Google, why was the chainsaw invented? Everybody just watch Aaron's face. Yeah.
Yeah. Just full screen Aaron.
Yeah, I want him to Google, why was the chainsaw invented?
Why was the okay, there it is. Chainsaw invented. So
Don't strike enter yet. All right, go ahead.
What? I don't want that aid.
Okay, so go ahead and read it now.
The chainsaw was originally invented in 1780 by Scottish doctors John Aitken and James Jeffrey as a medical tool to help with childbirth.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And it says below this, you'd probably be surprised to learn that it wasn't for cutting wood. The first chainsaw was originally invented to aid in childbirth.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah.
What did it look like? It's
don't
so
know.
little. Okay, that's good. It's not as big as it is. It's a smaller. It looks
Sure.
much smaller.
It's not gasoline powered, and it doesn't have a 28-inch bar.
It looks like it's like a knife with like a.
Yeah, with like a crank handle, like an egg beater, like an old crank
It's like
handle
the
egg
old
beater.
saw, but it's a chain.
Yeah.
The hand crank chainsaw was designed to be a more efficient, easier, and less painful than traditional methods, which involved using a small knife and a saw without anesthesia.
Yeah.
The original chainsaw looked like a kitchen knife with small teeth on a chain wrapped around an oval and held between two wooden handles. It was used in surgeries throughout the 19th century and was considered a medical breakthrough.
You know how like you can't have happiness unless you compare it. Like we live in such a great time that we don't have to deal with stuff like that.
Why did you
All right,
guys
let's get
know
this
this?
baby out.
Why was this just knowledge you guys had?
I don't know.
All of you guys are like,
I don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Always
I have
taking in
used
knowledge.
the chainsaw for work.
Yeah. Sometimes I just like to learn like obscure facts so that I can use them to influence my DM and tabletop.
I think I learned it from Doom.
Like I saw that, I'm like, what?
I don't know. I think
Did I read this wrong?
I would prefer something that goes at a higher rate of speed to finish the painful work, rather than something that someone has to do manually, and someone could joggle their arm, and it takes hours.
I guess. And this was for times when they didn't have anesthesia.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
Aaron, I remember now. In the Shrek reaction, Eric said he had a nightmare about being eaten by a hippo. And I remember that. Yep.
So we
Eric,
need
Eric, I
said
feel like
that-
that's something that you should have remembered.
Yeah.
Well, I had it the night before.
He
and
tried to forget.
Yeah, it was terrifying. So thanks, Depth, for bringing that back up.
So,
But my method for the hippo, I would use water balloons filled with ipecac.
water balloons.
Yeah, right?
How would you get it to swallow it?
I would toss it at it as it
Well,
tried to eat me.
What if it didn't pop?
It's not like a hippo in the zoo where they open their mouths for like watermelons and stuff. You can just drop shit
But
in like
he's
a trash
trying to
can.
trick him like it's a hungry hippo. He's like,
Yeah.
they're going to just be chomping these water balloons.
You just put him in the middle of his pen, and he's gonna go after him, along with 4 others.
Interesting, though. Okay.
What about just a squirt gun then?
That one's pretty good. I like that one. I like that one.
If you're gonna go to that extent, why not just say, I want like a tranquilizer dart?
Calvin, I just want to say no one mocked
winch.
your way of beating the hippo. Run it into a dam? What was it?
A low head dam. They run under. They don't swim. They run underwater on the bottom. So I'm gonna have it run into a low head
Okay.
dam, which is a concrete wall that water flows over,
Uh-huh.
and have it knock itself unconscious.
What if it can't touch the bottom?
What if Eric
It sink-
drowns?
It sinks.
What if it can't breathe and it drowns? And Eric
It
drowns
holds
because
his
he's
breath
inside.
for a really long time.
Yeah, but can Eric hold his breath for a really long time?
Well,
Eric, how long can you hold your breath?
I'm guessing he's placing himself into some sort of like
50,
metabolic
60
stasis.
seconds.
What? How
Because
does
he
he place
figures-
himself in a metabolic stasis? He got eaten by a hippo.
Well,
he didn't choose
he goes
this.
unconscious, Aaron.
Eric, you're dead. I'm sorry. I'm.
Yes.
Well, to be fair,
I taunt it and I bait it.
It's like
to
a
chase
bull.
me.
It's like, yeah, here's my red cape.
I was making a very specific reference to Tremors, okay? No one got it. That's fine.
I thought of it.
to be
Okay.
fair, Jake, that is how humanity hunted the mammoth.
But all I was saying was that no
By
one
running it
mocked
into
your
things.
ridiculous
No.
idea, and you're mocking his balloons.
I'm not mocking. I'm just trying to like workshop it. Like,
You're like, you know what? Actually, what you should do is an entirely different method. Let's use a tranquilizer dart.
well, he was gonna have him puke it up. What's to say he's not gonna still be hungry and go
I
after
love
him?
the idea of a hippo puking Eric up.
I would say that both methods are equally.
That's how long?
Like 50 seconds.
Okay.
Yep,
That
I
was
was
it?
close to a minute.
All right, Eric. How about you? Do you have a way of saving someone from an eaten hippo?
No.
No.
From
No.
an eaten
I
hippo?
don't, why are we near hippos? I feel like we should blame us for being here. It's not like a hippo just burst out of the closet, you know?
How do you know?
Because it can't fit.
There's one right behind that
No,
curtain.
there's not.
How'd you get eaten in your dream?
Yeah. How'd you get eaten in your dream? What were you doing?
It burst out of the closet.
I'm starting to see why Eric
it's
is
all
so
the people
terrified
that
of
died in the
hippos.
descent. They brought on themselves going to that hole.
Well, fine, Eric. You know what? You got eaten by a hippo. You know how I'm gonna get you out?
Huh.
I'm gonna wait.
All right.
Ace Ventura style.
You'll get out eventually. You might look a little different.
If one of you guys get eaten, I'm utilizing that precious time you've sacrificed to get out of there.
You must sacrifice yourself for me.
Melanie's like, what happened to Aaron? He's like, he saved my life.
Oh, he was so brave.
So brave. I pushed him.
He was probably delicious too.
Another super chat from Oshjam clarifying earlier when they said verbal, it missed Mirio. Verbal and Mirio.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they were saying, and the most opposing roles of Himmel and Bakugo.
Himmel and Bakugo. That makes sense.
That
okay.
makes more sense.
Mirio.
That-
Gotcha.
He said autocorrect screws me over.
I get you.
All right, and then we had the one from Danny. So thank you so much, Danny, for that one. And then Oshjam again with another super chat says, Superman. All I can say is, hey, McGurk. Which
Okay,
I don't.
Maybe we'll understand it
Well,
later.
we may understand that at some point.
Maybe we won't. I don't know.
A soda.
Yeah.
Ready for bits and donations?
I think we are, Rick, because I think I am all good on this, and we have about 5 minutes left.
All right.
Sweet.
Are there any other memes? Or did we see all the memes?
The memes, I think, were seen.
All right. Very good. Then we will start off with Sammy Boy, who has subscribed for 16 months and says, "Thanks for the insanity, Rick." You're welcome.
Thank you, Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy boy. Sammy.
Thanks, Sammy.
Miss Karencita gifted a sub.
Thank you, Karencita.
Thank you, Karencita.
LKG subbed for 60 months.
5 years.
LKG.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
LKG.
Bruin something 13 months. Role playing as Thrawn is being in an ever state of pensiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never really gets too bothered. I do a lot of buffing my other characters. He doesn't do a whole lot of stuff of his own. But what he does, it's pretty good.
Oh, am I remembering? It might be a different person, but was it LKG who sent at the last WaveCon a box of ice cream sandwiches? Am I remembering that right? Was that an LKG? It's been years now,
It has.
but I
It
feel
has
like that was
been
LKG. But maybe it's a different LKG,
many
or maybe
years.
I'm mixing up the names.
I
But I remember getting a box of ice cream sandwiches,
I was like, where did these come from?
and
I
we were
do-
just passed out ice cream
Yeah, I
sandwiches.
I do remember
I
the
remember the
ice
ice cream sandwiches. I'm struggling to remember the name.
Unfortunately, I've been trying to cut back on sugar, and the only way for me to do that is to purge all my sugar memories.
Oh, you remember? Okay.
So
they're-
I have no recollection.
It's
of
it's
that.
also back in the early days of Blind Wave. I felt like I was really good at remembering so many gifts from
Yep.
the individuals.
Oh,
Be like,
yeah.
oh, they sent this, this, and this. And then over the years, and 300 mailbags later,
Yeah.
I've slowly just kind of
You're getting old.
lost some of that. I've had to replace it, I think, with a lot of movie and TV show knowledge.
And Pokemon.
I want to
And
say,
Pokemon.
Aaron, it gets better, but
How often the WaveCon's held? We haven't had one in 4 or 5 years.
5.
The last one we had was 2019,
Sounds correct.
I think. 2018.
Definitely wasn't
2019?
I think it
2020.
was 2018.
It was before 2020.
right?
I know that for sure. But this is the first one we've had in a while, so more on that in the future, Fabuccino.
Indeed.
2019, Dora says.
Jay Bedford, 100 bits. So watching Cobra Kai, I thought, wow, Master Kim looks like Avatar Roku. It's because it's the same actor. And he was also Masuka in Dexter.
yep, I remember that.
Masuka. I
Yeah.
think you guys talked about that.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Wait, who was the other person?
Master Kim or
Master Kim?
or
Okay.
Avatar Roku.
Avatar Roku and Master Kim.
Gongi Bongi, 33 months. Did I miss the announcement?
No,
it's
maybe
in the center of the screen.
not now.
It's true.
If you haven't noticed it, there.
Alex in
Super
Scotland gifted a sub.
Thank
very
you,
much.
Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Dickus Bickus, 66 months.
Ooh.
Hope you guys have a fantastic WaveCon and vacation.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Diggus.
So close to 69.
It's true. And finally, a new sub with Ethan OLP.
Oh, thank you so much, Ethan.
Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you very much.
I also want to do one more super chat here that popped up from Jedi Man. He says, hello, longtime watcher and love the content.
Okay.
Group question, if you were to be stuck in any universe, fantasy or sci-fi, which universe would it be? Pokemon. I'll just say that one.
Stuck in?
Pokemon would be a fun one. Because
Pokemon would be great.
this is one of those things where, Star Wars-wise,
You're probably not
I
going
might
to be
just,
a Jedi.
I might just be suffering to the Empire,
You might be a slave.
I don't want to do that.
Hutts. Yeah.
But if I'm just in the Pokemon world, if I'm in the Harry Potter world, I might not get any magic either. But if I'm in the Pokemon world, anyone can have a Pokemon or
Yeah.
live with Pokemon, and that would be so much fun.
I love when you say Pokemon.
I'll go with Star Trek.
That's
Get
a
the
good one.
holodeck. You can order any food that you want
Got the
from the
Prime
computer.
Directive, yeah. That's
And
a
it
good
doesn't
one.
help you, though.
Trying to think of something obscure that I would like. Okay, go with me on here.
Mhm.
The universe of Indian in the cupboard,
What?
where you can put your toys in this cupboard
And bring them to
and they
life.
come to life. Because I got a lot.
Okay.
I got a lot
You
of
do have a
toys.
lot.
I'll do that.
That's a good
Yeah, but
answer.
you have a lot of evil toys, too.
Well, I won't put them in the cupboard, Calvin.
Man, I don't remember that movie very well. Was he a toy that turned into real, or was
Yeah.
he just like
Yes.
a real Indian and he was just a
No,
toy?
he's
No,
a
no.
little figurine. And then
Yeah.
they put other figurines, just Darth Vader's in there. You remember that?
It's been a long
time.
time.
And I
since I've
remember,
seen
I
that.
believe the VHS box was like a cupboard that you
Yeah.
could put things in.
So sometimes when I hear a question like that, I'm like, what's never been answered?
Gotcha. So Because that's the same thing. Like, I could be in, like, Spider-Man's universe, but, like, if I'm not Spider-Man, am I just a normal dude?
Right?
You're just a normal dude with higher insurance because everything is fucked all the time.
Sure.
Yeah. If you're just like, hey, now Aaron is in this universe, like, there's no Jedi Aaron, you know? Like,
Oh, do you mean
I don't-
like do you become yourself in
yeah.
that universe?
Like, we
or do
just
you-
take you and you go in that universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's very little chance that I would be a clone.
Like
Yeah.
Marvel, you could be a mutant or a superhero, but also
Maybe.
X-Men '97, we see how mutants are treated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh God, what a show!
What a show.
Darkwing said Bridgerton.
Bridgerton.
It's not bad. I mean, you do.
Unless you're poor.
Well, that's true of all of them.
Every universe sucks when you're poor.
What is there any universe that's great if you were poor?
I mean, Star Trek, it seems like pretty much everybody is doing okay.
Except the people on the planets that Enterprise comes across, and they're doing terrible.
How about that poor
Sometimes.
lizard man that Captain Kirk beat up with a rock?
He had it coming.
He did have it coming. Yeah, in Star Trek, there is no money.
No money.
Yeah.
Well, how do people live?
Exactly,
They just-
Aaron.
They get what they need.
You mean they just like some kind of just people just help
Some
everybody?
kind of universal income and
That
public
sounds-
health care and
How
and
could that possibly work?
everyone gets a house to live in? I know.
We use technology and its productivity in
I
order
wouldn't
to.
hate Mass Effect as long as it wasn't during the time
Of Mass
Oh,
Effect.
Mass Effect. Yeah. Like
Like if I died of peaceful old age right before those games started, I think I'd be happy.
that could be pretty cool. Yeah.
All right.
It's a good question though. I like.
Did
that.
you say one, Calvin?
I've been trying to think of one that just doesn't suck for me.
Yeah.
It's tough, right?
It's really tough.
Yeah.
What about Idiocracy?
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. I could rule the world.
I don't know what that is.
That's
I know I haven't seen it,
think
but I
of
know
reality
the
and
concept.
wait 5 years.
Oh no,
that
Eric.
is.
Hey, if I do the boys universe, I could get superpowers.
You could, and then die.
If you buy it, yeah.
Ugh.
Never mind.
You got to be rich.
Gotta be rich. All right. Guys, I think that's going to be it for podcast today. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Don't forget to vote in the current poll so that we can decide on another show.
Indeed.
And have to announce that one in the future at some point. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
So join us tomorrow here on Twitch, over on Blind Wave Gaming. If you want to catch up on anything or see how things have been going, there's videos over on Blind Wave Gaming right now you can check out. Otherwise, guys, anything else for you guys? We've already lost Eric.
I'm super looking forward to tomorrow. I am.
All right. Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow and hopefully Tuesday for more of my Dark Souls streams.
Saturday, roll the punches. Bye.
Sorry, roll this budget.